wanted to mention some quick tips about how you can start improving your micrographia. So I love to compare writing with exercising. And the reason why I do that is because if we all just take a step back here and think about, the first time we went to a gym, right? We hadn't worked out, let's say, for months, and we're going back to the gym. The first time you get on that treadmill or that spin bike or whatever it might be, you're going to be huffing and puffing. You're going to be questioning why, you decided to exercise. But after week 1, after week 2, after week 3, you're going to be feeling great. You're going to be challenging yourself more. You're going to be pushing yourself more. And let's say, week 4 comes around, week 5 comes around, and in week 5, you're like, all right, let me take a week off. Let me take 2 weeks off. When you go back to it, you're going to be back at square one where you're going to be huffing and puffing again. And so writing is exactly the same way, right? The more you write, the more you'll be able to see improvements. Micrographia is not a symptom where you can, there's no quick fix to it, and there's no permanent fix to it. It's definitely something that you have to continuously work on, and you have to work into almost a routine. So the more you write, the better that you'll be able to combat this symptom. And then I kind of talked about the whole topic of mind-body reeducation briefly in the previous slide, but what this really is again, getting ourselves ready and mentally prepared for the act of writing, right? When we're receptive to whatever, when we can tell ourselves that, okay, I have micrographia, but you know what, I'm going to take control of the symptom, and this is what I'm going to do to, further better it, then we're going to be more positive. We're going to be attacking the situation with a better mental outlook, and we'll be more receptive to making changes that are going to help us improve. So with that, then we need to retrain our body on how to, be able to write again. And some of the things that, people can start looking at and being more aware of is posture, right? So many of us have horrible posture, right? Regardless of if you're living with a movement disorder or not. Many of us slouch, many of us don't give our arms and our wrists and our fingers the right support that they need when we're writing. So all these things, really tie into being able to write better. And then the third thing I wanted to briefly mention, you can see in this picture on this slide, is this individual is holding on to what is called a writing aid. So there's several different types of writing aids out there. If you think about, a pen or a pencil, many of them, are very, very, very skinny. So it's very hard even for just the aging population, right? If you're interested in continuing with writing, it's very hard to hold on to that. And so writing aids provide a bit more surface area, provide a bit more control. If you have tremors, if you have rigidity in your hands, having that extra surface area, having that extra protection, to wrap your fingers around something really does make a big difference. Now, writing aids are very individualized, and when I say individualized, I mean what might work, for one person might not work for another person. So it's very important to kind of experiment with what would work and what wouldn't work.
You had mentioned it's just like going to the gym, like you said, you got to write. How can someone write more?
Absolutely. So great question. So, it all begins with the desire to want to write again, right? Mm-hmm. So many of us face, real life situations where we have to write, whether that's signing a check, whether that's going to the doctor's office and filling out a form. So these are all things that, we're almost forced to do, right? When we have to write. And so when you want to write, some simple things that you can do, look outside, look at how the weather is, right? Jot down a couple sentences about the weather. If that's too much, right? Just start off with writing your name, right? Something as simple as that. Right? Our name is very personable to us. Many people, even with signing a check, that's something that's very personable. So when I think the biggest thing with micrographia is accepting that this is a struggle that you have, and then wanting to, move forward with wanting to write. And, it's as simple as picking up a pen or a pencil and just starting to jot down your thoughts.